break?
Yeah.
Did y'all miss us?
Absolutely.
Only a little bit.
All
As
right.
much as you missed us?
Absolutely. We did miss y'all.
You didn't bring this cold weather with you, did you?
No, them old boys, the boys from Yale brought that down with them. We got. If y'all all felt smarter today, it's because the Yale staff is here. So, yeah, they brought that cold weather with them. I think they got snow up there actually. So, anyway, good to get back going. Day 7, and the big thing today was I didn't want it to look like day 1, and I was pleased with that aspect of it. It's always a get them back going type of a practice with shells, but there was good retention, and as far as just our practice habits and things that we worked really hard on in the first 6 days, I thought we picked up where we needed to be. A little bit more installation today, but this second half of the spring there's a lot of focus on who can play, letting them play, and we'll have our first scrimmage on Wednesday. We basically have 2 full scrimmages, and then you have a spring game, and then we got a couple of half scrimmage 50-50 type days as well. And so, seeing who can take things and apply it on the field and go play. I think that's the big part of this second half. First half is kind of getting them ready and making sure we prepare them, and then the second half is let's see who can go do it, and let's see where we're not quite where we need to be, and then put our plan together on how we're going to get better this summer. But this is a good group. The one thing I will say about this team, we do what we call accountability runs. They're all on teams and things, and I always have them scheduled. They're like routine, and the 2 accountability runs that we've had scheduled, we've had no runs, 0, and really proud of the team from that aspect. Those guys, I know we would have had one team that would have had to run, and that would have been Chalmers' team. But Chalmers is no longer with us, so those guys got a reprieve from that standpoint. But that is the thing that I'm probably most encouraged with, because I've never had a spring in my entire time of doing accountability teams where we have not had to run. So guys are doing a great job of doing what they need to do and buying into the way we do it.
So Caleb has been dismissed from the program?
He's no longer with us. We'll hopefully he'll finish school and have opportunity to grow from his mistakes and actions, and he's a very talented young man, and it's always disappointing when you have somebody that embarrasses your program, but that's kind of that's the end of the road for him here at Clemson.
Based on the fact that no accountability runs, everybody else made it back safe, healthy.
Everybody here, everybody's where they needed to be, and we had meetings last night. Everybody was there, and it was good. Really proud of the team.
You talk about adding Justin and Mickey to the staff, and why, and kind of what their roles will be.
Talking about Kyle?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Well, first of all, I'm really appreciative, that the administration gave me the opportunity to bring those guys. The big thing that I really wanted is I wanted to be able to hire 2 head high school coaches, and not just 2 high school coaches, but 2 guys that really fit here, and 2 guys that have they're winners. They're state champions. They've coached at really big schools. They have dealt with leadership issues and managed players and staffs and parents and all that stuff that comes with being a head coach, but particularly at the high school level. That was one thing that I really appreciated about Chad when he was here. I thought he brought a good, healthy perspective to our staff room. He's only been in college 1 year, and and he had a lot to learn collegiately, and but the perspective he brought I thought was great, and I really wanted that in the room, and so I'm really excited about the leadership that they will bring to our staff. Again, the perspective that they will bring to our staff, and they're here to make us better, and I think that we got better. Both those guys, like I said, great track records. Kyle's won 3 state championships. Mickey's been state champion. They both have produced great players and understand the recruiting process very well. Obviously, from that end of things, And it's great opportunities for both of them to kind of, take another step in their career. Mickey started the Grayson program and is going on 17 years there. So this was a big move for him. Neither one of them had a clue it was coming. But both, as we talked about it, both were excited to have the opportunity. Again, I think that they make us better. And, they're senior offensive guy and senior defensive guy. And basically we'll be in charge of the staff when all the coaches are gone. We'll be, involved in all the input and everything that we do around here. So really glad to have them aboard.
And they can't coach players on the
Yeah,
field?
they're just like the player. This is basically, the same as the player development guys. All that part is the same. But there's a lot they can do. And again, this is an opportunity to just continue to develop my staff, strengthen my staff. And, we certainly did that with these two guys.
So they're in addition to all the guys you already have.
Yeah.
Now, what made you say that, it was sort of a surprise? You surprised them by offering the job. What made you say, okay, let's go ahead and do this? I know you kind of described it a little bit, but when did you make that decision?
I made this decision as far as what I was going to do back in the fall. It's actually something I wanted to do for a year or so, but just didn't have the right opportunity. And, it was able to work out to where I could go out and get two guys of that type of quality. And so, really appreciative of that.
Had you had any issues with Chalmers before this?
Yeah, a few. Yeah.
Did that play a big part in?
Absolutely.
Coach, you told us before that the competitive depth on defense is much better than it was last year. Can you give us some specific examples of how that's manifested, and is there any way to quantify that?
Well, we quantify that every single day. Every rep matters. Everything we do counts, and we're going to start getting in our heavy scrimmage work on Wednesday, and then we'll have another scrimmage. We'll have a very competitive day on Friday, but we'll have another scrimmage next Wednesday. And then when we come back that last week, we'll have a half scrimmage with some more, team type of development work, and then we'll play the spring game. So we've been the meeting rooms. They're competing. The flex lines are competing. The individual periods are competing. The group periods are competing. Everything. And but as far as you look at what's going on at defensive end, I love it. It's awesome. I didn't have that last year. Again, guys trying hard, but Shaq and Don, it's just hard when you got those type of guys and then all freshmen. Whereas this is a different situation, because they're all talented and they're more capable of competing with each other, and that will make us better. I really believe that, and we'll get guys ready. We'll develop some depth through that process where. You're not holding your breath to play the next guy. You just play them, because they have to compete. And I think that's a healthy thing. And I think we got that at a lot of positions. We had that in offensive line last year, made us better. We had that at D tackle last year, made us better. I think it's going to be that way at corner. It's going to be that way at safety. We got good players in the secondary. We got some young guys that are going to have to step in, but that's why we go recruit. We got 9 guys that can play corner for us, and we got 8 guys that can play safety, and that's counting Ryan, Carter both ways. So I feel good about it. I think with Mark and Cordray and Ryan and Edmund and Baker, we'll get Baker back, and those 5 guys give you some veteran guys at corner, and then you throw in the young guys, Trapp and Dawkins and Kayvon and Trayvon. We got some good competition there and everything we need to be successful. And then flip it over to the safety. There's a lot of competition there that's going to make us better, and we got some good experience mixed in there with Van. A little bit of a veteran flavor there. Got a little bit of experience last year to go with Jadar. Corinne will be back. Muse, I'm very pleased with where he is right now. And then Denzel. Obviously, Ryan can play there too. And then you bring in Simmons, you bring in Nolan, you bring in these guys to kind of add into that. So I think it's a good situation that is going to help us this year and certainly for the future.
Does Adam Choice